Hi guys, welcome to the day 7, part 1, I can say, because I have already recorded day 7 yesterday and it's all about camera animations. So Unreal Engine released 5.6 yesterday night, okay, and they have some really good updates in there. So I thought that let's just do the video. So if you are a beginner and you are following my Unreal Engine 5.5 series, you can cope up with this. So if you are new and you want your first day, you can see that video, and after that you can see what the updates are, so you can have all the things that are necessary to move to day 2, day 3, day 4 and so on. I have loaded the Unreal Engine 5.6 preview. They just released yesterday and the UI is changed, as I have told you on the day 1 as well, that whenever it 5.6 is going to release, I'm going to change it, and I am going to create a video explaining all the UI changes that have been done. In this video, I'm going to cover mainly two topics: the UI changes that are made and the glass material, which is a really good addition, which we got after 4.27, which is ray tracing glass. Okay, and it's really good. I'm going to show you with this scene that I have created in Unreal Engine. Okay, so let's just move now. Now the first UI changes that you will notice here is this. So you can, if you remember, first here the settings were all there. Okay, and now the settings are here. Okay, so let me just open Unreal Engine 5.5 quickly, so I can just compare and show you guys what changes they have made in the UI basically. So just give me a minute. So as you guys can see, I opened Unreal Engine 5.5, so we can compare both of them, that what the changes have been made, and you know that okay, these are the changes that have been made in Unreal Engine 5.6. Please bear with me, my voice is not that good because I am having some issues with my throat as well, and I want to continue this series, so I'm recording this. Okay, and maybe I fumble a lot in this video, but just bear with me. So you can see here are the changes that have been made. So in 5.5, you were getting all the stuff here. Perspective was here, lit was here, show was here, and you were getting these tools. But if I move to 5.6 here, you can say it's changed. So the settings are the same, but they have changed some menus here. So now if you see here, you can see we have this selection mode, translate mode, rotation mode, scale mode here instead of here. Okay. And now the rest things are the same. You can see coordinate system is here. First, if you remember, it was here. Okay, so it was here. If you remember, here were the settings that we were been making: move, rotate, scale, and this tiddle key. By pressing this tiddle key, we were getting local and world. But now it's here. Okay, so if you are new and you think where it is, so it is here now. Okay, and if I go to second thing, here is your selection as well. So it's here as well, and it is here as well. So you can have from both the end, and here is your tiddle and that. I like this, not tiddle, basically local and world. I like this layout a lot because you don't need to basically juggle a lot from here to here, from here to here. But yeah, if you are new, you will get used to it quickly. But if you are old user of Unreal Engine and you are using it from last 5 to 6 years, it will take some time to get used to this layout here. Okay, and now you can see the perspective is here. So first it was on the left side, now it is on the right side. I prefer on the right side, to be honest, because I was going from here, then going changing, then again going here. So it's really easy to be here. Okay, and then here you can see you can do the camera movement, camera speed is here. Okay, first it was here, if you remember, and here all the views are there. Now the game settings is here. So if you want to change the EV and all that things, it is here, cinematic viewport. So whatever menus were here are now basically given here. Okay, now if I click here, it's the camera speed, so you can see the icons and UI is also changed. Now if you remember, the late mode, unlate mode were on the left side, now it is on the right side. So you can see late, unlate, wireframe, detail lighting, all the stuff is here. Then you have this show viewport, which you can enable and disable all the things that you want or don't want to see in the viewport. So it's here, and here is the thing that if I click here, you can see it's a performance and scalability to tools tied to this viewport. So you can change the viewport scalability, which was again in the settings here somewhere. Okay, you need to go here and do the changes, but now it is not here, it is here. Okay, sorry, here. So you can see you can change the scalability from here, from cinematic to auto to epic, high, depending on what you want. Then you have the material quality level as well. So if you want the material to be on epic and you put scalability on high, you can do that as well. And screen percentage is now here. Okay. So if you are taking some screenshots of the renders, first what you were doing, you were going here, then you were going to screen percentage and you were typing here, let's say 140. Okay. And you were doing this thing, but now it is not here. Now you need to go here, okay, and then go to screen percentage custom override. Okay, so screen percentage custom override, and let's just do 140 here. So now it is here. So just remember, some things are changed, some things have been moved. So basically some things have been optimized as per the user requirement. So now I don't need to go here then here for all the settings for the engine preview. I can do it from this tab only. Directly I can set the viewport scalability, the material quality, and the screen percentage from all the one tab only, which is a really good thing. Okay, then we have the settings here. So mouse sensitivity and all that stuff, I don't use this that much, so I am not interested in that. And then you have this layout as well, so you can switch to layouts here. And if I click this, you have this 2 pane, 3 panes, 4 panes, which was earlier given here. Okay, if you remember, here they are. So here is the layout, and now they have changed it to that. Okay, so this is how the UI have been changed. So you need to practice it out a bit in order to get hang of it, a gist of it. But it's really easy now. I find it really good and really easy to work with. I don't know about others, but I find it personally useful. Okay, and then if you see, we have this begin quick render as well. So if you want to do a quick render, you can click here. Okay, but you need to have, yes, but obvious level sequencer and all that to do that. But I will cover it in another video, what this does, what begin quick renders does, because I also need to explore. In this, I want to only show you the UI changes that have been made. And yeah, one more thing that I want to show you is the ray tracing. Okay, they have introduced ray tracing of the glass again after 4.27, which is working really good now. Okay, I have seen some videos of 5.6 beta when they were installing with the GitHub, and they have shown that, okay, glass is now improved. I have seen some LinkedIn post as well. So let me show you quickly how the glass is going to look good. Okay, so this is the glass here. You can see it's not looking that good, but let me show you that feature here. So what you need to do, you need to go to console command and type here r dot ray tracing and translucency. Okay, dot translucency, and if you type here question mark and press enter, and if I open my CMD here, okay, output log, and if I go here, you can see by default it is set to -1. You can see it's -1. So let's just enable this again. So I'm going to close this output log here, and I'm again going to type r dot ray tracing dot translucency, and if I take this to 1, it is going to get enabled, and now you can see this is looking really good. Okay, you can see the result here. You can see the bridge is here. Okay, if I move on this side, and if you see here, we are getting some really beautiful reflections which we were not getting earlier in the earlier versions. Okay, you can see this result as well. You can see the glass now feels like a part tracing glass. Okay, I have given some color here, so that's why it's the somewhat black. Okay, but you can see the result is really beautiful. So let me just disable and enable it again. So you can just press the up arrow and you can load the last command that you have done. Okay, and if I do -1, you can see the result, and if I do the +1, again you can see the result. This is looking really beautiful. And let me just take it one step further as well. So let's just go to post process volume now. So let's just type post process here, and I can combine this with my translucency here, and you can see I am not using this high quality translucency right now. So you can see it's not working because right now I'm using ray tracing. Okay, this is for lumen translucency, and I am not using lumen translucency. So you can either use high quality translucency or you can use this ray tracing translucency. So I'm using ray tracing translucency, and let's just type translucency here, and you can see here the method is right now set to raster, and you will find this ray trace now, and you can see legacy ray tracing depreciated. So they are going to probably remove this, but they are telling that use now this ray trace. And as soon as I click on it, now you can see this is looking really beautiful. See guys, and even you can see this reflection here. Okay, you can see the reflections in the glass. This is looking really beautiful now. Okay, you can check this out as well. So you can see, yeah, this is looking much better now actually. And now we can do the settings as well. So if I just turn this on, and if I turn this both on, you can see the difference here as well. Okay, and if I turn this off, you can see the difference. Okay, we are getting the translucency inside as well, and you are getting some really good reflections as well. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to use it or not. You can take this up to 8 and take this up to 4 as well. Okay, in order to get some really good result. And now you can see this is looking really good. Okay, you can see it here as well, and here if I go, you can see it here as well. So it's up to you if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, you can turn this off and you can turn this on, but I would prefer this on here. Don't worry about this because this is some errors of the models. I'm not worried about. I want to show you the glass. Okay, so you can experiment with it, and you can see this is looking really beautiful here. Okay, so if I turn it off and on here, you can see we can see the HDRI as well, which is a really good thing. Okay, so you can see here the difference here as well. See, and you can see the path that it is here. We cannot see in this view, but if as soon as I turn it to ray trace, see, we can see what is after that car as well, which is a really good thing. Okay, so here if I go here, you can see here is the path, and if I turn this off, you cannot see the path that is there. And in real world, if you are using you are in front of a glass, you can see what is behind that glass. Okay, so we need to turn this on here, and you can see the settings that I have done. So you can take this much more further as well, around 5 and 8, and this is going to look nice. Okay, so you can see the result. I'm really finding this here really useful, and this was the thing that I was going after path tracing. Okay, because I was using path tracing, the only reason for that was this glass reflections, but now they have done it really well here, which I am liking a lot, and you can see the result. So this is a really good feature. This is a really good add-on when we are going to use architecture renders. Okay, so I hope you guys found this video useful on update of 5.6 in Unreal Engine. Okay, I'm going to cover a lot more things in the future videos like meta human, and there are some more features as well in the Niagara as well. I'm going to cover it as well, but I am going to make this video short and sweet because I wanted to explain you the changes in the UI. As you are following my videos and you are beginner, you would be confused. Okay, where are all the menus gone? So I've explained it in this video, and I also wanted to have that translucency in this video as well. So I've done that as well in this video. So just check this out features, check out these features because it is going to help you a lot when we are going to go further into the series. So I will see you in the next day, which is going to be day 7 only because I have already recorded 2 videos for that. Okay, but after day 8, I am going to move from day 9 to Unreal Engine 5.6. Okay, so I will see you next time. If you like this video, please press that like button, share it with your friends who wants to run Unreal Engine. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it. So I will see you next time. Bye bye guys.